Hey everyone. So, Kent and
Maddie
from Twin Cities Autism Foundation coming at you today. Just going to share a little story, and hopefully this is something that it's a small story, but it's super meaningful in our world. And so we're hoping by telling you the story, it'll have some meaning in your world. We're going to kind of hopefully encourage all the dads and moms out there to keep on dreaming for their kids by just sharing this little story with you. I would start it out by telling you a little bit about the fact that I am someone who talks a lot, has a general state of being, and I also have worked for many years to also be a listener. I have learned to be a listener, even though I still love to share and talk quite a bit. I was also raised primarily by my mother and my older sister. My dad had his hands on that a little bit, but was primarily raised by my mother and my older sister. And so because of that, when it came time to start having a family, when my wife Laura and I were getting ready to have a family and our first kid was coming along and it was turned out to be this one, a lot of the thoughts in my head for many years were, I'm going to have girls. God is going to give me girls as children because I was raised by a mother and an older sister, and because of my learned practice of listening and so on, probably be good for girls. Well, sure enough, nope. First kid comes along and it's this kid right here, and very much not a girl, right?
Yeah.
Are you a boy?
I'm a boy, yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. So, so you have a son, right? So now it's like, this is great. I have a son. So, of course, I start thinking in my head all these son things we're going to do together. We're going to play, football and baseball and basketball. And we're going to do all these sports things, right? Well, we found out later this young man has autism, and he's not exactly super interested in sports. Now, of course, as most parents identify with, didn't take long to absolutely, fall head over heels in love with this young man, and grow into a new life that is our life of contribution to the autism community and our life of love for this young man. So there's lots more to life now, tons more. But I still do love sports, right? As a guy, that's one of my existences, like it or not, for myself or for anyone else. I do like sports. So, I'll just say, for people to know that this kid and others like him, he's so amazing in so many ways that people don't get to see. In some cases, of course, you wish that people could, but he's also along the way, his existence has just made me, I can say, a much, much better human being, period, in life. And so I'm so grateful for that, and I wouldn't trade anything at all for the world here. But we want you to know this little story about sports as it relates to dads and moms, parents continue to kind of dream for their kids a little bit. So something cool happened the other day, but before we share that, it's important to know that there's a little bit of a backstory before we get to it. And Matthew, where did you go to elementary school? What was the name of the school where you went to elementary school? What was it? What was the name of your elementary school? Go ahead.
Let's see.
Huh? You on the spot now? You don't remember your name of your elementary school that you said? Where'd you go to school?
Oxbow.
Yeah, okay, so what's it called?
Oxbow
Oxbow.
School. Oxbow Creek Elementary School.
Oxbow Creek Elementary School. Okay, so you went to Oxbow Creek Elementary School. And did you have someone that helped you there?
Miss Tobler.
Mrs. Tobler, right? So what did Mrs. Tobler do for you? What was she for you?
She was my helper at Oxbow Creek Elementary School.
Oh, she was your helper there. Okay, all right. And what did you guys do a lot of the time out at recess in the spring and stuff?
Shot hoops.
Okay. So when Mrs. Tobler and Maddie would go outside for recess, he wasn't always playing with the other kids, and they weren't as particularly like fourth and fifth grade, weren't as interested in playing with him anymore. So he liked to just shoot baskets, not play the sport, but shoot baskets. And she would help out and help him rebound, and he would shoot a lot of baskets, right? So you at least shot a lot of baskets, even though you didn't necessarily want to play basketball. You shot baskets a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yes. So anyway, no opponents to play against or anything like that, but definitely took a lot of shots. So that happened, right? So no big deal, right? Well, fast forward. Now, Maddie's a ninth grader. By the way, depending on who knows him and what setting it is, it's Matt, Maddie, or Matthew, right? Some of us at home call him Maddie. So he's a ninth grader now. He goes to Champlain Park High School. And he's started in this year as something called, you're part of something called, what's the name of the club?
Unified Club.
Unified Club. So this is this newer thing, or they have something called Unified Club at some of the high schools. You have something else you want to say? Not yet. I'm gonna ask you some other questions, right? Okay. So, all right. So we're good. So at Unified Club, they take kids from the special education curriculum where they need some extra support, so they might have some neurological challenge, and they go hang out with the kids who aren't part of special education and don't have some of those challenges. And they just literally, Unified Club is unifying this side with that side, and they just go hang out together after school once a week. As part of Unified Club, they also get into some competitive sports together. It's connected with Special Olympics. So it just happens to be that he gets started in Unified Club, and they ask him. It comes home. They ask us. They say, "Hey, we think Maddie should play on the Unified Club basketball team." And he was shooting a little bit in gym class and around with us in one of our Unified Club just group times together, and he can play a little bit, and we'd like him to play. And we're like, oh, okay, well, we tried some group sports when he was young, and team sport stuff didn't work out very well, so we were hesitant about it, but okay, let's let him play. Well, lo and behold, right, he gets involved in the Unified Club basketball team, didn't you? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And so they had some practices, they got prepared as a team, and they went and played in a sectional tournament the other day. And so he went to play in the sectional tournament out in Orono. And what happened in the games that you guys played that day? What happened in the games that your basketball team went to play? What happened in your games?
We won.
You won? All of them?
Me and my team both won.
You and your team won all the games?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And how many points did you score in the games?
I think it's close to 80.
Close to 80 points. Yeah, close to 80 points, because we were told anyway, right? The box score had him for 26 points in the first game, 30 points in the second game, and in the championship game out in that section, we don't know what he scored in that one, but it was a bunch again as well. So he's thinking it was almost 80 points. So here's a young man that doesn't play in any group sports and any team sports. He's a karate kid now because he gets wonderful support from professional karate studios out of Champlain, Minnesota. Thank you guys, bless you all. But doesn't play team sports until now. So how about that? So almost 80 points scored in 3 games. We'll share a couple pictures out on the page after this video too. But they take the sectional championship, and now this coming Thursday on the 17th, you guys get to go play in the state championship for the 4 sections they put together, the teams to play in this. And where do you get to play this Thursday for the championship games?
Target Center.
Target Center. Who plays on the Target Center floor normally? The Minnesota what?
Minnesota
Okay, remember?
Timberwolves.
Yeah, the Minnesota Timberwolves play there, right? So you get to play on the Timberwolves floor at Target Center this Thursday. So now this kid doesn't play team sports and wasn't playing any at all. Miraculously, out of nowhere, it's involved in a team sport, goes to practice and play with his team, scores almost 80 points in a sectional tournament, and now is playing basketball this Thursday, the 17th. If any of you got some prayers or well wishes for this kid and his team, it'd be much appreciated. He gets to go play in the Unified Club Special Olympics state tournament on the Target Center floor this Thursday. So the encouragement here is for dads and moms. Might not be something sports oriented, could be anything at all. We've got other stories with this kid related to this, but don't stop dreaming for your kids, right? I wasn't dreaming for him to be an athlete someday, but just generally speaking, something wonderful came along. And anybody watching this that has autism in their world, amazing, wonderful things are going to just pop up for you. If you're in a little window of time right now where things seem difficult, I can promise you something neat is around the corner, for sure. Something really neat is around the corner. So what was the last thing? So, another thing we want to put a plug in for here is Unified Club. If you've got kids in school, and they're either in high school or they're going to get there someday, go talk to your high schools. Encourage them to get involved in Unified Club, to start a Unified Club within their high school. What an amazing thing these young people are doing that are hanging out with these kids, that they're just going and hanging out with them. They don't get anything for it. They just go hang out and be unified. They're all about inclusion and spending time together just for the sake of spending time together. But then also, with some of these competitions, getting out on the floor and doing certain competitive activities with them too, and helping out with that, and just becoming a team together. It's an amazing thing to see. So I encourage any folks that are involved in school districts that don't have a Unified Club yet to go ahead and encourage your local schools to get involved and have a Unified Club. Last thing we'll do is put a plug in for good old Twin Cities Autism Foundation. If there's anything that you would be willing to do, step up and support our organization. You can always go to our website at tcautism.com and give at any time. You can schedule recurring giving through PayPal. You can use our donation link to make a one-time donation for our causes. We offer scholarships right now. We're in the process of offering several more scholarships to families to send kids to summer camp this coming summer. We are underway with a partnership with Children's Hospital to begin giving out these backpacks very, very soon. We're excited about that. We're going to get into some inclusion and welcome people who have recently received diagnosis of autism into our tribe, into our autism community, and lovingly welcome them in with a backpack full of wonderful things, and just essentially a warm hug for people as they make the transition into the wonderful, for us anyway, world of autism. Interesting, fun, amazing world of autism. You are amazing, young man. You know that?
Yeah.
Yes, that's good. So any support you'd be willing to throw at Twin Cities Autism Foundation, we would love it. We've got more things coming up this year. Watch, if you go to our website, if you would, it'll be live here any day now. Our first annual charity golf tournament called the Love for Autism Classic takes place on Friday, May 20th. Prizes, raffles, fun day of togetherness, and your play or your donation, if you didn't choose to come out, but your play that day will go to a very good cause of us continuing to help more people in the autism community. So thank you very much for your time today. What else do you want to say to people? Thanks for your support.
Yeah.
Well, you can go ahead and tell them. What do you think?
Thanks for your support.
Right? How about hashtag Love for Autism Classic? Can you say that?
Hashtag
Love for Autism
for
Classic.
Autism
Classic.
Classic.
Yeah, hashtag Love for Autism Classic. That will be going around with our upcoming golf tournament. So have a fantastic day. Appreciate you sticking this out with us here for 15 minutes, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Okay. Bye now. Want to say bye?
Bye.